Dele, Pema Dorjee. Alright, I would like to ask you a few questions, and I think people in Belgium would be very interesting about them. So first of all, I would like to ask you if you could tell us something about your childhood and how you become a monk.
Okay. To tell about the childhood of mine, it is, of course, it's quite sad.
Yes.
Why? Because when I was like 9 years old, and then we escaped from Tibet,
Yes.
crossing the mountain Himalaya, and it took about 18 days, and so it was very difficult for me. And then we also left everything in Tibet, behind the Himalaya. Of course, the new experience when we came to Nepal was like, we thought, okay, Nepal also was like Tibet.
Yes.
And then we started drinking water from the river.
Yes.
And then the water was quite different, you see, because in Tibet there's not a contamination.
Yes.
And the river in Nepal was a bit contaminated.
Oh.
And then we had a lot of stomach problem. And then also we didn't have any sort of money, and we slept under the tree.
Oh.
And then for that we have to sleep under the tree, means our faces and everything was beaten by mosquito.
Oh.
And everyone's face was swollen. And then most of my family members had a very severe sort of headache and fever and diarrhea, and so it was very difficult situation for me.
Yes.
And I was the only one who was capable of doing something.
Yes.
And then I have to feed my parents, my brother and sister, and then myself. And for that I needed food. Okay.
Yes.
Then I went from door to door to beg food in Nepal village. And then I come back, and then I have to cook for them. And I have to fetch water. I have to go to collect the firewood.
Yes.
And then cook. And then if they are not feeling well, then I have to sell some of my jewelry and then buy some medicine.
Yes.
In this way it was like, and then I never changed my clothes for months. And I never had a sort of proper mattress. I just put 2 stones, and then I put my shoe, and that was my pillow. And I think I coped quite well. But inside me I thought, oh, maybe what I was experiencing was a little bit like hell.
Yes.
I thought like this was like hell.
Yes.
But then slowly, I have a little understanding of impermanence.
Yes.
This little understanding of impermanence really made me to move towards the future.
Yes.
That impermanence means and everything is changing.
Yes.
So the problem which I was facing, yes, this will never remain with me forever. It will change.
Yes.
And then my hope of change was so strong that it will never remain with me, and it will change. And if it changes, there's no way to change worse than what I was experiencing.
Yes.
So then I was saying, okay, one day it will change, and it will change definitely better.
Yes.
And this really made me hoping for my future,
Yes.
for better and better and better. And then I struggled.
Yes.
I think it was really difficult childhood.
Yes.
And then we heard some announcement from His Holiness Dalai Lama, and His Holiness Dalai Lama came to India, and then he requested to Indian government to start some Tibetan schools. And then they announced that all the Tibetan children, whether it's in Bhutan or in Nepal or in India, can bring, below 15 years old, can bring to admitted in the school.
Yes.
And then we went to India, and then we were put into school.
Yes.
And then first time when we had a separate bed for us, proper mattress, white bed sheet, and then a shower. And then when we sleep, the first night was so comfortable that I really said, okay, then I reflect back. I believed in everything changeable. But then to change, we really have to put some good energy so that it will change to better one. And it really changed to better one. And then we were put in a proper school, and proper clothes, and proper bed, and proper food.
Yes.
In this way, then we got a very good education. I really like to be a monk. And when I was in school, about to finish my school, and then I was ordained and I became monk. And then just being a monk, I thought it is not enough. So I really wanted to study Buddhism thoroughly.
Yes.
Of course, I didn't study thoroughly, but at least I studied quite a long period of time, like I think at least like 10, 12 years. I really focused on Buddhist study.
Yes.
So in this way, this is like a little bit of like how my child was, and then how I became monk, and who motivated.
And other Christian, why have you had this interest in the social involvement?
Actually, I think whatever social work we do with a sincere heart, I think this is one of the teaching of the Buddha. And also, one of the things is that His Holiness is always interested that some monks or nuns would be involved in the social activities. That was one of the issue. Another thing is that in reality, I really like to do something. One of the main reasons is because of my mother. She was a really wonderful mother, and in this way, I'm more involved in the activities of the education of the children, welfare of the children, and taking enough sort of care and love to the orphan children. That was my priority. And then when I grow up a little bit bigger, and then I feel that every human being whoever has a problem, I think it is really important to help. And then I have some opportunity because I have so many wonderful friends in the West, and they are really sincere and they really wanted to help me. And then of course I have a lot of opportunity. In this way, I took these social activities as like a top sort of priority. Of course, I have to do a lot of things like giving teaching and organizing something like this. But the top priority is to look after the sick people, disabled people, old people, and needy children.
You often say that the monastery is a multi-purpose project of yours.
Yeah.
Maybe you can explain a little bit more about it.
Yes. Yes, this is what I really feel, and I really explain to many of my Western friends. And why it is multi-purpose project? Because it is a monastery. And because of this, His Holiness Dalai Lama advised me to revive this tradition, and he also wanted to give a lot of moral support like this. So this is one of the mission of the monastery. And another mission is that those monks who are here in my monastery, they are coming from the village. They are coming from the village where there's no school, or where they don't have any chance to go to the school. Their parents are very poor, or they are orphan, and their village is really very, very remote, where there's no school. So in this way, then, when I admit them here, they are sources of reviving Buddhist tradition.
Yes.
And also they get a good education,
yes,
because we are giving good education in the perspective of modern and the Buddhist education. We are teaching English, we are teaching mathematics, and of course we are also soon we are going to teach some computer and some other related subject. On top of this, then the most important thing is we are teaching Tibetan language, and we are teaching Buddhist philosophy. I think this Buddhist philosophy is very important. Why? Because it really gives a very good moral thoughts and moral principles, so that when they grow up, they have a heart to help other sentient beings. So in this way, it helps to revive dying, very important Buddhist tradition, and then also gives a very good opportunity to study for these poor and needy children from the remote village. And then also, when they finish their study, and then we are aiming that, of course, I can't say 100%, most of them, they will go back to their remote village, and they will be a person who can make difference in the lives of the village people, in the different field. Okay. So with this, and then I'm just telling all my friends that this project is not just only to keep a handful of monks, to feed them and to give just Buddhist education. It's not like this. It is like a multi-purpose project in many sense. Okay, so I think if you experience, okay, during your stay,
Yes.
you must have seen that those children are coming from remote village,
Yes, yes.
and then whatever education we are giving, I think you have seen this.
Yes.
And then also these days now it's also very important. Reading, writing, and all science and mathematics are also very important to educate. But then also it's very important to make the person how to use this education in a proper way.
Yes.
Even someone is highly skilled in many fields like science or technology or whatsoever, okay. But if they don't have a good mind,
Yes.
warm-hearted,
Yes.
kind person,